What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In this episode of Sketchy Tech, we're going to be talking about headphones and everything you need to consider before you get yours. I wonder how many sets of headphones one man can wear. Oh, this is rickety. This is not going well. Is it three? Will it be three? Three sets of headphones! Hey guys, welcome to another episode. My name is Temba Robin, and this of course is Sketchy Tech, the vlog where we talk everything tech but mostly stuff focused on voiceover. And today we are talking about headphones. So headphones are a vital part of our voiceover setup. We use them to hear ourselves to make sure that we sound okay and the volume's all right. And then we also use headphones in post-production to make sure that we do our EQ properly and take out any funny noises that we don't want in our final recording or playback. There's no one headphone that just is going to go out and fit everyone. You might have a head shaped like Hey Arnold, or your ears might be on the top of your head like Arthur. But basically what we're saying is there's different things to consider, and let's take a look at those things. First is comfort and style. Now, when we talk about style, we're not talking New York Fashion Week or anything like that. We're talking about how the headphones connects to your head. So the two most obvious styles that we have are the inner ear, these bad boys over here, and then we have the on-ear or over-ear headphones like that. So off the bat, my preference is on-ear or over-ear headphones only because I have little ears and these guys get really uncomfortable in my ears after a short while. So pick whichever works best for you. These are on-ear, so my ears will be in contact with this cushiony bit here, but if you get yourself an over-ear pair, this cavity over here is a lot bigger, so it actually doesn't touch your ears, which is nice for people who don't want that contact with their ears. My ears are really small though and soft, so they actually fit into the cavity like this. So these are basically over ears for me, but you might have bigger ears. But yeah, and that's pretty much what I like in terms of comfort and style, but that's what you should look into as a preference, as a point of preference, is whether you like over-ear, in-ear or on-ear headphones. Number two, we're going to talk about noise isolation. Now, this is important for a couple of reasons, but let's take a look at two different types of headphones again. We get closed back headphones and then we get open back headphones. I'll start with open back headphones. Now, open back headphones are probably good for the likes of a sound engineer or someone who's maybe editing or listening back, but also needs to be aware of what's happening in their surroundings and the room ambience. So a sound engineer with you in the booth, he might have open back headphones so that he can hear if an airplane's coming over where you might need to stop, or maybe just talking to the client to get some direction. For the artist, which is you need closed back headphones. That's what the industry norm is. And we use closed back headphones because no sound leaks out. So when you're recording, if a little bit of sound leaks out, it can be picked up by your microphone. That could cause a loop, or it just ruins your take. So a very important part of isolation comes back to our first point, which is comfort and fit. So when I put these on, these cushions form a seal all the way around my head, which is perfect, all the way around the cups, should I say, not my head. And that is perfect, so no sound is getting in or out. Even when I'm speaking to you now, I hear myself quite muffled. Another element that's noise related but people don't often think about is the noise of the actual headphones themselves. When you are in the booth, if you're making some vigorous movements, you don't want headphones that'll clunk around or make squeaky noises or anything like that. You want headphones that are going to sit on your head and not make too much noise. And that pretty much just comes down to build quality. Cheap plastics and stuff tend to grind, and this has got quite a bit of rubber in the design, so it's nice and quiet. Number three, let's talk about the sound. Like microphones, different headphones can produce different sounds, and you hear things differently in different headphones. And we use headphones every day for different purposes. Most commonly, of course, is listening to music. And if you're like me, you're maybe a bit of a bass freak. You want to be submerged in as much bass as you can get. So the likes of Beats by Dre or any headphones or headsets that have extra bass are excellent for music, but not for voiceover. The reason being, when you're mixing your sound at the end of the day, you want to get a set of headphones that has the closest to natural sound, or as close as possible to what you are actually putting into this microphone. So let's say, for instance, you are doing a recording for a movie trailer, like a movie trailer voice. So let's do one. One day he went walking in the woods, and then a bear jumped out and ate him. So we've got that deepness. That's cool. So you edit that. You've got your Dreets by Dre on your head, and you think it sounds perfect. You send it off to the client. Problem is, the client doesn't have bass boosted headphones or monitors. So what they hear is maybe something a little more like this. A bear jumped out and ate him. So you can hear that. It's really tinny. There's no low end on that. It sounds awful, and they're going to feel like you don't know what you're doing when it comes to mixing. So those are pretty much the three most important things that I keep top of mind when I go looking for a set of headphones. But here's a couple of small things that are just nice to know, not necessarily deal breakers. First thing is, you want to think of your cable length. So if you're using inner ear headphones like this, I know this length looks great, but that's not going to allow you to move around a lot. You're going to have to keep taking these off if you want to go open that drawer over there or something like that. So length is quite important. And you look at these Sennheiser HD, these are HD 202s. This is my first headset that my brother actually bought for me way back in the day. Brilliant headset. And this over here, you can see it's got this clip. This is 2 meters. 2 meters of cable rolled around there. So that's one thing I love about these headphones. I just plug them in and I can roam around my studio without having to stop anywhere. Another thing on the subject of cables is the connectivity. So unlike the HD 202s, the BT 4.5s have a detachable audio cable, which is really cool. Usually just plug in like that. You twist so it locks, and then that is fuss there. It's nice because you can swap out your cables, and also if you have a break anywhere, you can just replace the cable instead of replacing the whole thing like what I had to do with these. My left can just went. I don't know about soldering and getting inside here, so I just got new headphones. There's actually nothing wrong with these headphones. I think it's just the cable. So one day I'll get them fixed. Last thing, and this is just for extra info, we're going to talk about headphone impedance. Now, impedance in a nutshell, if I can oversimplify it, is basically just the amount of power needed to drive a device. Now, lots of headphones actually have the impedance on the headphone itself. None of the Sennheiser models do it, but you'll usually see it. It's probably most commonly going to be 32 ohms. The ohms is that little omega sign. So the HD 202s have an impedance of 32 ohms. These headphone bunch only have 18 ohms. So these are easier to drive than the HD 202s, which is quite interesting. Now, if you take a set of headphones that have an impedance of 250 ohms and plug them into your laptop or your cell phone, you're probably not going to be able to hear anything. You can turn that volume up as high as you want, but none of those devices are powerful enough to drive the headset. So 32 ohms is the safe spot. If that's written on the side of the headphones, then you're good to go. That can get driven by a laptop or a PC or a cell phone. So that pretty much sums up this week's video. Before I go though, if you saw last week's video, we spoke all about microphones, and we spoke about this little microphone in particular. I do have a review to this mic. You can check it out over there. But I said I would give this mic away to a lucky subscriber, and I jumped into the comment section, and happy to say congratulations, Loretta. This is yours. I'm going to send it to you. I'll drop you a message and see how I can get that to you. Give us a like, hit subscribe so you don't miss anything. My name is Temba Robin. This has been Sketchy Tech, and it has been my pleasure voicing with you. No, man.